Sky News have conducted a long-running investigation into MPs' second jobs, and they've just published a new report on who's working the most outside Parliament, and perhaps more importantly, who's earning the most.
We can show you the total of how much time MPs say they spend on their outside work. Nearly 89,000 hours. That's the total amount of time all MPs have worked in second jobs over the course of this Parliament, so 3.5 years. Let's see how it all breaks down. These are the MPs who commit the most hours to their second jobs. Now, some names in there you might recognise. Sir Geoffrey Cox. They've become notorious for their commitment to outside work. But most have one thing in common. All the names on this list have second jobs in politics. Councillors, mayors, members of the Scottish Parliament. Double political jobbing keeping them very busy. And something else we can show you for the very first time. This is the average hourly wage of an MP in a second job. £233 per hour. How does that compare to the rest of the population? Well, it's a lot higher. The average hourly wage for an MP in a second job is over 17 times the average rate for a member of the UK public, and more than 22 times the minimum hourly wage. Which MPs are getting the most cash for the hours they work? This leaderboard shows you that. These 20 MPs have the highest hourly rates in Parliament. The name at the top is no surprise. Boris Johnson, now free to spend even more time earning big bucks away from Westminster. The second name on this list is the shortest-lived PM in British history. But that has hardly dented her earnings power, Liz Truss. Her most lucrative work since leaving number 10 has been a speech in Taiwan, paid at a rate of £20,000 an hour, nearly 1,500 times the UK average hourly wage for her insights into global diplomacy. And that's part of a very common pattern. MPs who've served in government dominate this leaderboard. 18 of the MPs with the highest hourly earnings this Parliament have government experience. Clearly, a very lucrative addition to any parliamentarian's CV.
So Ash, Boris is on 20 grand an hour, Liz Truss on 15 grand an hour. Which of those do you find more shocking?
I don't find any of it shocking, really, because this whole MP second jobs thing, and in particular the after-dinner speakers circuit, is one way in which what would otherwise be called corruption gets laundered into respectability. Because who would pay even a penny for the insights of Liz Truss or Boris Johnson? I mean, really, what are they talking about? How to lose an economy in 10 days? How to squander an 80-seat majority? No, the reason why they get paid these vast sums of money is because implicitly there's a kind of quid pro quo, which is you're purchasing access to somebody who you're hoping still has some kind of political juice. So either they're influential with ministers, with MPs, they've got access to Parliament, or I think in Boris Johnson's case, some people think, well, maybe he'll become leader of the Conservative Party again. Maybe he'll become prime minister again. It's a way of buying political influence and access, but because you dress it up in the guise of going, no, they're providing a job or a service for us, you're allowed to see these vast sums of money change hands without it becoming either a problem for the parliamentary regulator or many people in the media who just sort of see it as like, well, this is the establishment, this is the world we move in. Important people mingle, money changes hands, we ask no questions.
I mean, anyone paying Liz Truss £20,000 an hour because they think she might become PM again clearly has more money than sense.